Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Gabriel, and today we're doing another Divine Masculine energy reading. You'll notice that my surroundings have changed and it's a little echoey in here. I'm in a new location and I haven't quite figured out my setup yet, but we still have a reading to do, so we're going to go ahead and get started. We have the Angel Prayers Oracle cards by Kyle Gray today. And I've already shuffled. This isn't for the Divine Masculine, but it is meant to be for both Divine Masculines watching this video and for Divine Feminines who just want to know what's going on with their Divine Masculine. And it's also a timeless reading, so regardless of when you find it, there is a message for you. All right, and the first card we have today is Move Your Body. It's really important to take care of your body. Like this, while this is a very spiritual journey that you're on, your soul has a body and you need to take care of it so that you can do what you're called to do. If you're sickly or if you can't get up and take care of yourself, those things hinder you from being able to do all that you could spiritually. That doesn't mean that you have to be a bodybuilder or that you have to run miles a day. Just take care of your body, like maybe get out and take a walk, or just do 5 minutes of yoga, whatever feels good for you, especially if you're just starting out. Make sure that Divine Masculines, that you're moving your body. I know for me, if I don't move for a while, and I've been kind of in that space where I've been focused on work and I've been focused on getting some things done that I need to get done in my life, and it's kind of like, oh, the self-care of like moving my body and exercise kind of took a back burner, took a back seat. And now that I'm able to relax a little bit, supporting myself and supporting my body is coming more to the forefront. So I have to make sure to take time for myself so that I can continue to give. If you burn yourself out and you're not taking care of yourself, then you can't do what God's asking you to do. All right, so the next card, speaking of things God is asking you to do, is spiritual gifts. Thank you for helping me channel my gifts and talents. Yeah, this is really important here, that you take into account, what God is calling you to do. You have a specific gift, that only you can give. And whether it's a spiritual gift, like this is saying, like you have intuition, you have just your own like sense about things, like not just intuition, but more like feeling your feelings and being able to give in some way, like whether it be helping others, or maybe you're financially blessed or whatever. Those things you have to give, of yourself in order to continue receiving and in order to really honor that gift. And it could be that you have the ability to sing, and that in itself is also a spiritual gift, even though it seems more physical. It's like your throat, it's actually a physical manifestation of your gift. It is still a gift, and you sharing yourself in that way, you sharing, what God has given you will help you multiply and become more abundant. So, Divine Masculines, what is it that you're being called to give? And what is it you're called to channel? Like, what are these talents that you have, and what can you do with them in order to move forward on your twin flame journey? All right, signs from heaven. All right. Thank you, heaven, for sending me reminders of your presence. Yeah. This really, to me, calls out like signs. Divine Masculines get them too, Divine Feminines. I see this question a lot of, does my Divine Masculine see signs? First of all, that's built on the idea that Divine Masculines are like asleep, and then Divine Feminines are the awake ones. And that's not true. You are just as awakened as your twin flame. And it's not a rule that the Divine Masculine, the Divine Feminine is the one that's awake and doing the work, right? Divine Masculines can too. and you're both awakened at the same time. You're just awakened in different ways. Divine feminines are more commonly the ones doing the strict inner work, the shadow work, the mirror exercise. Typically, they do find their way to twin flame groups and healing, like Twin Flames Universe. But that's not the rule. Like, there are lots of divine masculines that are also drawn to that and awaken to the journey, and they are the ones that are kind of leading in that way. But the twin flame that's not doing that inner work is still feeling things, is still seeing signs. Even if they don't connect the dots, they're not like, oh, like, I'm just like thinking of this person who happens to be their twin flame. And they may not put it together that, oh, this person's my twin flame because they're working on maybe feeling insecure about themselves. But in that way, they're still like doing the inner work with you. It's just an illusion that you're not doing it together. That's just your perception of where you're at right now. And when you heal the upsets, you'll see that you are doing it together, and you always have been. All right. The next card is spiritual support. Yes, this has been a big theme for me this week, and especially today. Spiritual support. Dear angels, I allow you to support me as I grow and to become more spiritually aware. Yeah, divine masculines, it's okay to ask for support. I think I've mentioned this in other card readings before, but it is perfectly okay, and it is also necessary to ask for support from God, from your spiritual community. You cannot do it yourself, and if you try, you'll burn out because you're not meant to do it alone. You're not meant to like trudge through this by yourself. It's not to say that you're codependent on anyone other than God, because what you're doing is accepting support from God through others. It's kind of like that, I guess, that story, that parable. I don't know exactly what the origins of it are, but where, in a hurricane or something, this man climbs up on his roof and he's like, God, please save me, right? And a boat comes through and a helicopter comes through and all these things come through, and every time they're like, hey, come on, we'll help you. And he's like, no, my God will save me. And it's like not realizing that God sent that boat to help you. God sent that helicopter to get you. God was answering your prayer. You just have to be open to how you're supported. It's not something that you go begging for support, like, oh, you pick someone out and you're like, oh my God, I just need help. Please help me, help me, help me. It could be that you're guided to talk to someone and say, like, hey, I'm having a rough time right now. Maybe you are guided to pull in, and sign up for coaching or sign up for TFAS, or maybe you just need to reach out to a friend, and like God will guide you in that direction if that's what you're being called to do. But really, if you're feeling like stretched thin, if you're feeling like you're going through a lot right now, divine masculines, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask God for help. It's okay to accept help from others because you need it. All right. And the bottom of the deck is the inner voice. Thank you, angels, for guiding me through my inner voice. Yeah, and I feel like this is all like, it's a nice little call for support and listening to your intuition this week, divine masculine. This is like, move your body, like, do stuff for you, like take care of yourself, really hone and channel those inner gifts, and like look for the signs and call in support. And all of this stuff comes through you, comes through God, or it comes from God to you and through you, and from your guardian angels and your spirit guides and all of that. Like, you're being guided perfectly at all times. Even if you can't hear God, or you think you can't hear God, God is speaking with you, and your guides are guiding you. And if you're feeling upset, if you're feeling like you can't hear them, quiet your mind, meditate, do the mirror exercise, feel your feelings, because your feelings are how God communicates. You're not going to hear, I think I've said this in another video, but you're not going to hear God's voice booming like Morgan Freeman down, hey, like, go do this, you know. It's really going to be a feeling. And you'll know that feeling when you have it. And you may not recognize it at first, but I used to be one of those people that said, like, I can't hear God. Like, I don't know what you mean. I can't hear God. And even just in the past couple months, I've been more attuned to that. I can't say that I hear God perfectly, like we're talking on the phone, right? But I do get just nudges and feelings and like, I feel like I should do this now. It's just a peaceful little nudge of like, hey, this should be done. And if you're stuck in anxiety and you're stuck in fear and you're stuck in anger and all of the numbing and all of that, then you're not going to be able to hear God because your mind is going to be too busy. You're going to be too wrapped up in fear. You're going to be numbed out to that voice. And so when you find yourself in that situation, do the mirror exercise, love yourself. And when you find that place of peace, that's when you're going to hear God's voice. That's when you're going to feel what you need to do next. And, give yourself the space you need to do that. Don't, expect yourself to go from, like, I don't hear God, so suddenly, like, oh, I know everything God's saying to me. Don't have those high expectations for yourself. Just allow God to communicate with you the way that God wants to communicate with you, and trust that he will, because he always is. All right, thanks everybody. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are wanting your own reading, your own personalized reading to know what you're going through right now, or if you do need that support and you'd like some coaching, one-on-one help, you can find my services at sacredtwinflameunion.com, and I will see you in the next video.